Hey, friends, and welcome to another week of the Student Centered World podcast. I hope you had a great week. Hopefully, you have some fun things planned this weekend, or maybe you are just going to Netflix all weekend, which I am fully appreciative of. Today, I wanted to talk about something that we all are obviously required to do in the classroom, and that is differentiate for every student that is in there. We know that all of our students learn just a little bit differently from each other, have different needs, and it's our jobs to meet all of those needs. But differentiation has a tendency to really overwhelm most teachers, but it doesn't have to, depending on how you craft your classroom. And that's what I wanted to explain to you today.
Welcome to the Student Centered World podcast, where we talk about all things hands-on teaching and keeping your energy and sanity in the classroom. This teacher turned consultant is making it her mission to help as many teachers as possible become the best version of themselves and keep their passion for teaching on fire. It's her hope that we never forget why we desire to have a passion for educational progress. This is Student Centered World, and this is Jen Bry Soccer.
So I think the hardest part about wrapping your head around differentiation is how we are all taught what it is. So we're taught that differentiating your classroom means making sure that every student's needs are met in a way that works for them. And the way that we are taught to do that is to amend our assignments, chunk this, add more time for that. Even if a student isn't classified, it doesn't have any type of accommodations, we're still expected to kind of see where we might be able to help them and to do that. If you're in the younger grades and you have a couple less students, it might be a little bit easier than, say, in high school where you might be teaching upwards of 150 students. But it's still not easy, especially, again, if you're in the younger grades, you have all the subject areas to worry about, and it just becomes really, really overwhelming. And I think it's such a disservice to everybody in education to not understand how easy it is to differentiate without driving yourself crazy. And truly, the key to all of this is student-centered learning. There is a reason why the data out there says that we should be teaching in a student-centered manner. But alas, as I've mentioned so many times, there's so much out there that explains what student-centered learning is and that we should be doing it, but not really anything that explained how to be doing it. And that's why I ended up creating a Passion for Progress and Student-Centered World to help teachers figure this out. When you have a fully student-centered lesson, and that doesn't mean that your students are running amok and it's chaotic and you're kicking back and reading the newspaper. It means that it is a very well thought out, planned lesson that has student choice, a flipped element to it, opportunities for children to have leadership roles and really show their strengths and also their weaknesses. But in doing all of that, which sounds overwhelming, but again, it's not when you know how to do it, it naturally will differentiate your classroom for every single student in there. I have not spoken with one person who has gone through a Passion for Progress and has implemented it in their classroom and is not in 100% agreement that not only is everything fully differentiated for literally every child that walks through the door, but it makes your life so much less stressful and you get to enjoy the time that you have with your students. Especially in today's educational climate, I can't tell you how many teachers have reached out to me on Instagram or Facebook or sent me an email and said that they are drowning, that they are burning out, that they don't know if they can make it through this school year. And I've had conversations with all of them about just some simple tweaks that they can make. So many teachers right now are just trying to keep their head above water. So many teachers right now are hitting levels of stress that no human being should have to go through. And the support that they are receiving from the people that should be helping them is almost non-existent, or it's making their life harder. So when you're in an environment like this and you're supposed to be differentiating for every student in the way that we were all taught to differentiate for every student, it seems impossible, and rightly so. But let me tell you, the teachers that I was able to train prior to the pandemic or over the summer of 2020 have said that they are not overly stressed out, that they are tired, of course. Teacher tired, we know, is a thing no matter what. And they are rolling with the punches, just like we all are. But they don't have this dread and this overwhelming stress and this feeling like they can't do it anymore. They've all said that they're okay, that their students are engaged, that their lessons are naturally differentiating. And if they are trying to teach through a screen, or they're trying to teach in a classroom with a mask on, or whatever the case may be, they've got it covered and they're doing okay. And that's the pure beauty of student-centered learning. It doesn't make your life harder. It doesn't make it more stressful. As a matter of fact, it does the complete opposite of that and makes it so you are reaching every single student. And not only are you reaching them in curriculum and ability, but it gives you the opportunity to get to know each one of them on a personal level. It gives you the opportunity to talk to every single one of them every single class period. No longer are you only focusing on the kids that are struggling. You don't have the high-flying kids that barely get your time because you don't have a chance, and we're just assuming that they are doing what they need to be doing. You don't have students that are hiding it and are falling through the cracks because of the way it's structured and the way that you have the ability to almost be teaching every student on a personal level. And I know there are some people out there that just don't believe it because it seems like it's not possible. But again, I was a high school history teacher that didn't lecture. And I have trained teachers from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade with the same techniques. Obviously, it's a little bit different for grade level or for subject area, but it works and it differentiates and it's not more work for you. If that sounds like something that is intriguing for you, that you kind of wish that you want to know more, no strings attached, I'll drop the link below for the waiting list for A Passion for Progress. If you'd like to sign up for that to kind of keep yourself in the loop, to get more information about these concepts, you can absolutely do that. You can also visit studentcenteredworld.com and click on Learn with Us, which will also bring you to that page. But I hope today's podcast gave you something to think about. Again, we have to differentiate for our students. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that without it being more work and it being more effective for all of your students? Just something to think about. And on that note, I hope you do, in fact, have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will be here to meet with you again next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.